January 6th, President Trump made a speech right there in front of the White House, or behind it, wherever it was. And in it, there was not one thing that he said to incite those people to bash the doors in of the Capitol, or rummage through the Senate offices, go in Nancy Pelosi's little fragile office there, or whatever it was, to steal her computer. Nobody urged them to do that. Nobody persuaded them to do that. They did it in and of themselves because they're thieves, they're rioters, they're chaotic, they're probably Antifa dressed up as Trump supporters. They're trying to blame it on Trump. That's what they were probably paid to do it. They were likely paid to do it by those people that are in the Capitol to do it. No doubt. Or some people in there. The far left probably paid them to dress up like Trump supporters and bash things in, tear things up, and some of them got carried away and they killed a police officer, and a lady got killed. And people got hurt. Wouldn't put it past them. That might not be 1% what happened, but wouldn't put it past them. Because as we can see how the elections went for Georgia, first of all, it was all Warnock. It was Ossoff winning, and then Kelly, Lawful, and Purdue caught up. And then they started getting back up again, Ossoff and Warnock. More of Warnock than, there's a big lead on Kelly. A bunch. He was beating her by a bunch. And she was beating him, and then he started beating her by a bunch, a lot. But with Ossoff, and Ossoff and Purdue, there was a small margin. Something ain't right there. Something is very fishy. I bet you there's another election fraud. But they're not looking into that right now. They're just taking things at face value. But anyway, Trump didn't say anything to incite those people to do that. They did it in and of themselves. I think it's like this. This is the way it should go. If nothing happens between now and January 20th, because we know that Biden has a lot of these things he did overseas, we can see now that even though they don't want to show it, even the fake news media, the mainstream media don't want to show it, that they are liars and they are cheats. And somebody needs to show them up along with Newsmax and OAN and RSB and the other ones, Epoch Times and the rest of them. They need to show them up, show them what liars they are. But as far as we, the people, are concerned, we don't need to go out here and start throwing stuff around and act like idiots. And he was like President Trump said, to peacefully and patriotically have our voices heard. But if in the case that we have to continue to put up with this new president, who was the vice president at one time, Biden, and Pelosi, and even Mitch McConnell, shady self that he is. I'm not trying to say anything bad about the man, but he's shady. Schumer. I'm not going to add Vice President Pence in that, because I don't think Vice President Pence did anything wrong in the fact that he felt what he was doing was right. Okay, so he's not even trying to go along with what they want him to do as far as having him impeached, President Trump. They're doing all they can to have him impeached. Again, he's only got 7 or 8. He's only got almost a week left in the office. And they want to impeach him. That's stupid. They're trying to cover something up. And we know it. They're trying to cover something up because they don't want people finding out about it. That's why they're trying to hurry and get him out of office. That's why they're trying to do all they can to get Trump out of office quickly and disgrace him and shame him by having him impeached a second time. And it's obvious. We can all see it. Even those people who are not Antifa, who are far left, who are working for the left, they know it. They're probably the ones that dressed up that were carrying all those banners and stuff and did everything I mean, not all of them probably, but a good bit of them. But anyway, to really get our voices heard, we don't need to go out here and start bashing in the windows, hurting people, destroying our property as far as the government's property, because it belongs to we the people. Destroying stuff like that, our monuments and our capitals and our statues and things that are what have you. What we need to do is tell the military, tell the law enforcement, you're either with us or you're against us. If we need to remove somebody from office, it needs to be with them, and not just going out here and tearing up stuff. If we can't have a president that's going to do the right thing, that hasn't got into office legitimately, then we, as the people, whatever facts we find, we need to get rid of the. Sorry, what am I trying to say? That's what stuff is doing. Whatever facts we find, we need to take those people politely and peacefully out of office. Escort them out of the building. Pelosi, Schumer, whoever. The people have spoken. You are recalled. You are out. And we're not going to try to hurt you. We're not going to try to deprive you of life, liberty, and property like some of those people did in the riots. We're just going to say, hey, you can't come in this office anymore. We're going to have to take you out, handcuffs to and fine. We'll do it. The people need to be with their protection. And their protection is the military. Their protection is law enforcement. We need to do it. It's not even really a coup. It's not even martial law. But this new president, Biden, coming in, I don't think he has any intention to listen to what anybody says as far as what we want, what we don't want. He's going to do things his way. He's going to please the left as much as he can. So we don't need to be acting crazy, throwing stuff around, tearing up things. If Trump's going to be totally out of office, then that's what we need to do. We need to get together with our law enforcement. We need to get together with our military. And whatever is lawful under the Constitution, whether it's concerning the people of the several states, need to politely, peacefully, patriotically, the 3 Ps, remove those people from office. The majority vote against them. Whether, there are probably a lot of Democratic people out there who are not interested in fighting and stuff, but they voted for Schumer and Pelosi and the rest of them, and Mitch. The majority of the people should have the voice and say, okay, you're out. Like the umpire says, you're out of here. And they get in each other's face and they argue, but they don't hit one another. They kick dirt. They throw up dirt. They throw the hat on the ground. And they fuss and argue, but they don't touch one another. But they all go by what the umpire says. We're the umpires. We have the rules and enforcement of our military and our law enforcement to help us enforce those rules. It's we who are the consent of the governed. If you don't do what the consent of the governed says as far as the Constitution, what they know to be true, then you're out. You're out of here. And that's what we need to do. We need to get him out. If Trump is not going to be the president of the United States. And if we have the information on Pelosi, if we have the information on Biden and the rest of them, if we found unfounded facts, not hearsay, not what somebody said, facts about Biden, facts about Harris, facts, whoever it might be, whoever it is, if we have unfounded facts and not somebody's vain imagination, not something that someone wrote, then yeah, we need to take them out of office, peacefully, but in handcuffs. And if dragging and screaming, fine. Screaming, hissy fit and whatever, fine. Not to hurt him, not to harm him, but to tell them you can't come back here anymore because we're going to elect someone else, or someone else ought to be elected for them in their place, or the person, their deputy, if they haven't done anything wrong, can assume their position. That's what we should do. I know this sounds crazy, but there's nothing in the Constitution that says we can't. If the government themselves, who are corrupt, then it should be the role of the people with law enforcement and the military, or the military, to remove those corrupt people from government. Any of y'all agree? I hope so, because why else would I be saying that? I mean, it sounds so commonsensical, Anyway, I'm getting out of here trying to see what my son's doing.